Right, directions, graph each quadratic function below, labeling all key features. This first one says y equals -3, parentheses, x minus 2 squared. We know that it's going to be a u, and I get to do this the easier way because I can find the vertex through just looking at what's in the parentheses. Remember, what's inside, we're going to do the opposite, so that will force me to go right 2, and then there's nothing on the outside, which is going to make me stay put. So when I make my xy chart, in the middle, our vertex is going to be 2 and then stay put, which would be 0. So now I can pick x's on both sides. I'll subtract 2 and I'll add 2. And then remember, we actually do have to plug 0 in for our x, so we'll just use our calculator to do that. And when we do that, we will get -12. And then we know that 4 is just going to mirror that. So then we're all set to graph. So go to 0, -12, which goes off a little bit. 2, 0, and then 4, -12. So then we should be all set with that. All right, problem 2. I am actually changing this problem, so if you would just scribble that out, please. We're going to make y equals 2 parentheses, x plus 1 squared minus 4. All right, again, since we have parentheses, we know that we're going to do the opposite of with the x, so this is going to move to the left 1 and then down 4. It is exactly what we want it to do on the outside, so if I make my xy chart, the vertex will be 1, -4. Then we just need to pick some points on either side. If I subtract 2, I'll get -1. If I add 2, I'll get 3. And then to get my y values, we'll just put -1 into this equation, type it in our calculator. When we do that, we will get 4. And then I know the 3 mirrors it, so I'll get 4 down there as well. And now we are ready to graph it. So we're going to go to the left 1 and up 4. We're going to go to the right 1 and down 4. And then we'll go to the right 3 and up 4. Voila, we've got our parabola again. Oh, that's an awful one, sorry. Hopefully yours looks better. Do not make a V, make sure it's a nice U. All right, these ones are a little bit more complicated. They're still going to look like a U, but to get our vertex, remember, we're going to have to use the formula opposite B over 2A. So I'm going to label my A, which would be 1. My B would be -4, and then I'm all set. So my vertex is going to be the opposite of B, which is going to be 4, divided by 2 times my A value. 2 times 1 would be 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So when we make our xy chart, 2 is going to go in the middle. We don't know the y value for that yet, but I will subtract 2 and add 2 for my other x's. Then I like to plug 2 in. When you do that, don't forget your parentheses. When you plug that in, you should get -2. Right? Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to plug 0 in, and when I do that, I get 2, mirrors over on the other side, and then we're ready to graph it. So go to 0, 2, 2, -2, and 4, I think I went down too far, sorry about that, and then 4, 2. And then we once again have our parabola. We're making it nice and smooth. We're putting arrows on the ends. And number 4, once again, there are not parentheses, but we know it's going to be a U because it is squared. So this one, to get the vertex again, we're going to do opposite B over 2A. So my A, once again, is 1. My B is 8. And so we're going to do opposite B, so it's going to be -8 over 2 times my A. 2 times 1, again, is 2. -8 divided by 2 is -4. So if we make our xy chart, -4 goes in the middle. We don't know the y value yet, but I can subtract 2 and add 2. And then when I do that, whoop, that is not the same problem that you guys have on your practice test, so we're just going to do a redo here. Sorry, you guys have y equals 2x squared plus 8x minus 5. I apologize for that. Okay, so again, we're going to have opposite B over 2A. Our A is 2, our B is 8. So if we do opposite B, it's going to be -8 over 2 times A. 2 times 2 is 4. -8 divided by 4 is -2. So let's try that xy chart one more time. -2 goes in the middle. I don't know the y value yet, but I'll subtract 2 and add 2. And then if I plug -2 in here, remember when you plug it in, you do have to use parentheses. When you do that, you should end up getting -13. And then if we plug -4 in, and again, remember your parentheses, we'll get -5, which means it mirrors over on the other side at -5, and then we're ready to graph it. So we're going to go to -4, -5. We'll go to -2, -13, which is way down here, and then 0, -5. And then we can go ahead and graph it. Oh my goodness, I hope yours looks way better than mine. So once again, we are done graphing.